The ocean does not scream. It does not warn you. It does not chase you. It simply takes. For centuries, ships have been discovered drifting across open water, sails still raised, cargo untouched, meals half-eaten, logbooks open, but no crew, no bodies, no signs of struggle, just silence. Tonight, we're diving into real ghost ship encounters, true maritime horror stories where vessels were found abandoned at sea and whatever happened aboard them was never fully explained. 1. The Mary Celeste, 1872. In December of 1872, the merchant brigantine Mary Celeste was found adrift in the Atlantic Ocean. Her sails were partially set. Her cargo, over 1,700 barrels of alcohol, was intact. The crew's personal belongings were still in their quarters. The captain's daughter's toys were still in place. There were no signs of violence, no blood, no damage. The lifeboat was missing. The last logbook entry was calm, routine. Nothing suggested panic, nothing suggested danger, and yet Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife, their 2-year-old daughter, and 7 crew members were gone, vanished into open water. Theories poured in: mutiny, piracy, seaquake, alcohol fumes causing hallucinations, but nothing fit cleanly. The ship was seaworthy, food and water were plentiful. There was no reason to abandon her. Imagine being the crew who first boarded her, the creak of timber beneath your boots, cabins undisturbed, a ship that looked lived in, but empty, the Atlantic stretching endlessly around you, no lifeboat in sight, just horizon and silence. To this day, the fate of the Mary Celeste remains one of the most famous maritime mysteries in history. 2. The SS Ourang Medan. In the late 1940s, a distress signal was received from a Dutch vessel known as the SS Ourang Medan. The message was chilling. All officers, including captain, are dead, lying in chart room and bridge, possibly whole crew dead. Then one final transmission: I die. When rescuers boarded the ship in the Strait of Malacca, they found the crew scattered across the deck, every single one dead, eyes open, faces frozen in expressions of terror, no visible wounds, no obvious cause of death. Even the ship's dog was reportedly found dead, teeth bared, mid-snarl. Before investigators could complete their inspection, smoke began rising from the hold. The rescuers evacuated. Moments later, the Ourang Medan exploded and sank beneath the sea, taking whatever answers it held with it. Some say toxic chemicals, some say methane gas, others believe something far stranger, because according to reports, the bodies looked as though they had seen something that made them freeze in terror, something that left no mark. 3. The Carroll A. Deering. In 1921, the 5-masted schooner Carroll A. Deering ran aground off the coast of North Carolina. When rescuers arrived, they found the galley prepared for a meal, food laid out, navigation equipment missing, personal belongings gone, but no crew. The lifeboats were gone, the logbook missing. The ship had been seen days earlier by a lighthouse keeper. He reported strange behavior from the crew. Men pacing, no captain visible, signals that didn't make sense. When the Deering was examined, investigators found muddy footprints, but no one nearby. The case became entangled with rumors of piracy, rum runners, and even Soviet spies, but no bodies were ever recovered. No confirmed explanation was ever proven. Just another ship found ready for dinner, but no one left to eat it. 4. The Baychimo, the ship that refused to sink. In 1931, the cargo steamer Baychimo was sailing for the Hudson's Bay Company, transporting furs along the northern coast of Alaska. She was steel-hulled, built in 1914, sturdy, practical, not the kind of ship you'd expect to become a legend. But the Arctic doesn't care about expectations. In October of 1931, the Baychimo became trapped in pack ice near Point Barrow, Alaska. Ice closed in around her hull, thick, grinding sheets of frozen ocean locking her in place. The crew waited. Supplies were rationed. The wind howled across endless white. Weeks passed. Eventually, most of the crew were evacuated by aircraft, which at the time was still a rare and dangerous rescue method. A skeleton crew stayed behind, hoping the ice would release her. And then, during a violent blizzard, she vanished. The remaining crew assumed she had sunk beneath the ice, swallowed, crushed, gone. But days later, an Inuit hunter spotted her, miles away, floating free. No crew aboard, no lights, just the Baychimo drifting in the Arctic silence. The remaining men boarded her again, salvaged what they could, and finally made the decision: abandon her. They left the Baychimo to the ice, left her to the Arctic, left her to die, but she didn't. Over the next several decades, she was seen again, and again, and again. Whalers reported sighting her in 1932, traders boarded her in 1933 and found cargo still inside. Explorers claimed to see her drifting aimlessly through pack ice years later. One crew even attempted to tow her to safety, but a sudden storm snapped the tow line, and she slipped back into the fog. Always just out of reach, she earned a nickname, the Ghost Ship of the Arctic. Imagine standing on the deck of your vessel in freezing gray light, looking across a field of broken ice, and seeing the silhouette of a ship that should not exist. No smoke from the stack, no movement on deck. Just a steel hull gliding through drifting ice, unmanned, frozen doors creaking in the wind, cabins coated in frost. Time paused inside her. The last confirmed sighting of the Baychimo was in 1969. After that, nothing. No wreckage was ever officially recovered, no confirmed sinking location, no final distress. She simply stopped being seen. What likely happened? Most historians believe she eventually succumbed to Arctic pressure, crushed by pack ice or slowly taking on water until she slipped beneath the surface of the Beaufort Sea. The Arctic is merciless. Steel eventually bends. Ice always wins. But here's what makes the Baychimo unsettling. For nearly 40 years, she wandered, unmanned, ownerless, untouched by time. An empty ship roaming one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth. And unlike other ghost ships, her crew didn't vanish. There was no murder, no panic, no mystery death, just a vessel that refused to obey the rules, abandoned but unwilling to sink. And somewhere beneath Arctic waters today, her hull may still rest, silent, preserved in freezing darkness, or perhaps still drifting. 5. The MV Joyita. In 1955, the merchant vessel MV Joyita vanished while traveling through the South Pacific. 5 weeks later, she was found drifting, partially flooded, listing heavily, but still afloat. The radios were tuned to a distress frequency. Bandages were scattered across the deck. Medical supplies missing. The ship's clocks had stopped at the same time. The lifeboats were gone. The 25 passengers and crew were never found. Investigators believed the ship could have remained afloat even in its damaged state. It did not need to be abandoned, and yet it was. No confirmed wreckage, no bodies, just a drifting vessel, carrying the evidence of something urgent, something that made 25 people choose open ocean over staying aboard. 6. Modern ghost ship, the MV Alta. This phenomenon isn't confined to history. In 2018, the cargo vessel MV Alta lost power in the Atlantic. The crew was rescued, but the ship was left adrift. For over a year, she wandered the ocean unmanned, spotted off Bermuda, then Africa, then eventually washing ashore in Ireland. Imagine looking out at sea and seeing a massive cargo ship drifting without navigation lights, no response to radio, no visible crew, just steel and shadow cutting through fog, modern, silent, empty. Why do ghost ships haunt us? Because they represent something deeply unsettling. A house abandoned is strange, a car left running is alarming, but a ship exists in isolation. When you are at sea, you are surrounded by nothing. No escape, no landmarks, no help. If something happens, you are alone, and when rescuers find a ship perfectly intact but devoid of life, it suggests something fast, something unexpected, something that left no time for explanation. The ocean keeps secrets, it erases footprints, it dissolves evidence, it swallows answers. Some ghost ships likely have logical explanations, weather, structural damage, human error, but logic doesn't erase the image. A table set for dinner, a logbook open, a cup still resting where someone last placed it, and beyond the rail, only horizon. Somewhere out there tonight, a ship may be drifting, empty, waiting to be found. And when it is, the ocean will not explain what happened. It never does. If you enjoyed tonight's dive into the deep dark abyss of ghost ships, please like and subscribe. Comment below what horror stories you want to hear next from Tales from the Fiend.